Hey everybody, welcome to Trending Thursday. My name is Glenn Tompkins, Senior Instructor here at VectorVest. Always love having you guys here. Glad that you're here. We got a lot to talk about today. A lot still going on in the market. Yeah, I know, Kirby. Glenn, it's up, up, up for 3 days, then up, up, up. Trend DEW triggered. It did trigger. I'm still waiting in my portfolio that I'm trading for work. I'm waiting for the Chapel's Champs goes ballistic portfolio. I need the RT kicker to kick over. All right. Once that happens, I should be getting some stocks. All right. If you can hear me, by all means, please respond in affirmative, preferably with VV Nation. Let me know where you're tuning in from. All my Facebook people, let me know where you're tuning in from as well. And most of all, a couple of things. If you're brand new to the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button now. Just hit it. Hit the subscribe button now, hit the bell icon so that you'll know when new videos, new content like this comes out. Don't forget to hit the like button, especially on Facebook, because I can see all of the likes rise up on the screen. And man, curious, AV are good. Sherman, Texas, Miss McClintock from Southern California. Kobe is here from Israel. Where's my other friend, Eton from Israel as well? Look at that. Kirby likes the new glasses. I said to Joey, Joey, you like my new glasses? He says to me, oh, I didn't even recognize it. I hate you, Joey, sometimes. Say hi, Joey, by the way.
Hi, Joey. I just said I didn't notice.
No, that's not what you said. Sorry. You said you hate me. That's what you said. Hello from Boston. We love bacon here too, Glenn. That's right. If you follow me on Facebook, I'm always posting about bacon. Gotta love it. Roger's here from Arizona. VP is here from Texas. Raphael's here from Calgary. I'm glad again that I got people from all over. Where's my Facebook people? Why are you guys not talking? Say hello or something. Say hi. All right. Say hi. Say something. All right. With all of that, we got a lot to cover. Al is here from New York. Tyree is here from Spartanburg. Debbie is here. DJ FJ. Look at that. Are you a DJ? From Antwerp in Belgium. Sony Porsche from Long Island. That's where Jay is from, too. That's not real New York. I'm from New York City. All right. So let's get in there. What up, Glenn from California? Gotta love it. Love me some San Diego. All right. With all of that being said, a lot's still going on in the market, and a lot of it is still not news that we want. But today is a good day in the market from the VectorVest standpoint. We're one tick into the green. Our color guard, which is our traffic light into the market, has got primarily yellow with some green pumped in. We're looking at the major indices. They're all up nicely today. And then some of our Midas Touch stocks are all in the green today. So today is a good day to be in the market. All right, today is a good day to be in the market. AMD is the first stock early today for retirement growth. I am currently trading AMD in my real world portfolio. No. We're in it in the Jockey Club. We got into AMD today in the Jockey Club. Miss McClintock says, love your new specs. Thank you, Miss McClintock. I appreciate it. CB, the DEW is up today. The DEW is up today. MASH Luxury Transport says 200 likes and Glenn will convince Ron to keep his color guard under 34 minutes. Ron doesn't do color guard. When did Ron do color guard? All right. So I don't know. Jake is here. Brian, how you doing, my friend? Hello, Dr. Glenn and FANG. All right, some stocks, depending on how much time we have left, I may try to look at some of your stocks today. FANG is a good stock. I did a video recently that stated that we've got a lot of bottoms. We got several bottoms to hit. The market is, our indicators are letting us know when the market is looking for a bottom. And I think that with the current situation in the market, we keep going down. We find a nice little level of support where our indicators say we're looking for a bottom. We bounce up, but then those bounces are very short-lived. They're very short-lived. As a matter of fact, let's get into the software. Here's my stocks we're going to be looking at. We'll come back to that. Let's go look at the market timing graph. All right, and I'm going to look at that. Look at that today. Beautiful day in the market. all the way starting from 9:30 this morning. I think for those people who are in our jockey club, I think we're up over 2% today, folks. All right. Any suggestions on China stocks? Krishna, if you are a subscriber to the VectorVest software, guess what? If you go to the viewers tab and you go down to special watch lists we have here, go to special watch list. There's a group of stocks called Kaching China, sorted by our master indicator VST. So you can see the Chinese stocks that have the best combination of value, safety, and timing. And those are stocks from a Chinese standpoint. I'm going to only put up 5. From a Chinese standpoint, this is a way for you to find some of those stocks, all right? But they're sorted by our master indicator. And again, as a VectorVest subscriber, you have access to that at your fingertips that quickly, Krishna, that quickly. And you know something? If you're not a subscriber to the VectorVest software, we do offer a 99-cent trial. Go to www.vectorvest.com/ what is it, Joey?
YT.
Well, / YT for YouTube. /YT, you can get 30-day access to the VectorVest system for 99 cents. So, Krishna, if you want to be able to see at any given time what the best Chinese stocks we have, and there's 139 stocks in this watch list. If you want to find out what the best ones are, you can do that right now. Any ideas about Wolf? I believe that it's a lister on the VectorVest as a short, but it's hard. Listen, any other individual stocks, again, if you want me to watch those today, if I have the time today, I will definitely do that. All right. If I have the time today, I will definitely do that. But I want to concentrate on this VectorVest composite. This is what we use to time the market. Let's go put this on a 3-month graph. And every time the market wants to find a level of a bottom, and I want to point this out because this is important as an investor. See where these indicators, the MTI and the buy to sell ratio, when the MTI or market timing indicator goes below the value of 0.60 and the buy to sell ratio goes below the value of 0.20, the market's looking for a bottom. Well, we fell, got to that level, we jumped up. Look how short-lived the uptrend was. We do it again. We fall. Here's the low. MTI below that level. Buy to sell ratio nicely below that level. Look at that bounce up. Short. Boom. Fall down again. Here's another level of a low right up in here. MTI below that level. Buy to sell ratio below that level. Stayed there for a little bit. Look at the run up. Look at the pullback. And now we got another run coming up. Now, what I do like about the current run is that overall we are hitting higher lows. All right, could this be a more sustainable upturn as opposed to this one or this one? The answer to that is it could be. But what am I missing? The thing that I'm missing the most is positive news to substantiate this move up. Does everybody in the room understand that? Yes or no? All right? Because everybody's asking, when is the market going to bottom? When is the market going to bottom? But do you understand that? All right, we'll do a 1 or a 2 because we're used to that. We'll do a 1 or 2. 1, if you understand that. 2, if you don't understand that. And I am definitely wanting the market to go up. I think that, we've been going down. Question is, Lawrence says news. Oh, what kind of news? How about we're going to do something about the price of oil? How about maybe the war in Ukraine starts to wind down? How about inflation is getting better? Raphael puts it a little better. We need a catalyst. Catalyst news, I put those two together. We need some kind of catalyst or news that substantiates a move to the upside. And we don't have that yet, folks. That's why the video that I put up about the market bottoming, that we're going to experience several bottoms. I'm thinking that right now, this is the most substantial over the last 3 months, right? Let's go to a 6-month graph. Here's another nice move up here that happened back in early March. It ran before it fell. Again, no news no catalyst is keeping this market running higher. All of the news is not good. Buy one, get one at Chick-fil-A would send the market. No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. John D says it will bottom when it goes as low as it's going to go. And that's about as honest a statement that can be made. All right, that's about as honest a statement as can be made. Why is Amazon and Google doing well? Jazz, look it up. Go research it. Again, I always appreciate that you guys want to know what I think about a stock, but without me looking at it or going to do some research on it, I don't have altogether the answers. All right. The news about Putin health may push the market. I don't know. I haven't seen any news on his health personally, so I don't know. And Raphael, I hear you on that. I hear you. All right. So I wanted to start off by giving some sense of what's going on in the market. And I like the move, sideways move here, now still moving up after 2 days of going down. We do have higher lows. But again, folks, I don't want you guys to get caught up in just going, yeah, we're going to back up the truck. There's no news driving this market. There's no catalyst driving this market at this time. So that's what I'm putting out there. But let's go take a look at some news. Let's go out to my stories. There's my stories. And this is where it starts. Fed's Brainerd says it's very hard to see a case for September pause. A lot of people, and my good friend Jim Penna says that if we're still raising rates into the summer, we're in trouble. How many of you think that we're going to still be raising rates through the summer? Type of 1. How many of you think that we are going to stop during the summer? Type of 2. I think that we have to raise during the summer. I don't think that there's any way to get around that because inflation is just too high to say, okay, we're going to back up, that the economy is slowing down. The economy may be slowing down, but is it really slowing down? And that's the key thing. Is it really slowing down enough that the Fed backs off from raising interest rates? And guess what? Even if after all of this is said and done, even if we raise interest rates, let's say 2-3%, right? We're still historically low. And I think that a lot of people lose sight of that as well. We still are historically low. Ms. McClintock says the Fed takes a break in August and September. Well, Brainerd says it's hard to see a case for a pause in September. All right, what else? Next one, another Fed. The Fed's Mary Daly says rate hikes should continue until inflation is tamed. That's very hawkish. All right, I know, Kenneth, I looked at all of the ones. We have a lot of you think that we need to raise the interest rates through the summer. I agree. I totally agree. I think a recession is inevitable, but I think it will be short. That's from John D. Now, I asked my Jockey Club people this morning, and this is a one. Oh, Jay, don't start. This is a 1, 2, or 3 answer. How many of you think that we're in for a big recession? Type of 1. How many of you think we're in for a mild recession? Type of 2. How many of you think we're going to have a soft landing? Type of 3. All right, because I think from that mindset, that is indicative of what's going on in the market and the mentality of people in the market. Now, you're going to see a lot of ones, and we couldn't see this in the Jockey Club this morning, but it looked just like this in the Jockey Club this morning with all of the answers this way. All right, so now you can all see where you all sit in regards to this. But a lot of people, there's a lot of ones, but there's a lot of people who think that we're going to have a mild recession. And there's also a smaller portion of you that think that we're going to have a soft landing. I don't think a soft landing is in the cards. I think with inflation going as high as it is, or still is not going, but as high as it is, I think a soft landing is off the table. And that's just me. I think it's off the table. But you see the 1s and you see the 2s. There's a lot more 2s than I saw in the Jockey Club this morning, which think that we're going to have a mild recession. I think that if the Fed continues to raise interest rates, even though the economy is slowing, that's not a good thing for the economy. All right, that's not a good thing. And Jamie said it was going to be a hurricane. We talked about that on afternoon market action, Patrick and I, yesterday. So, and a lot of people believe in what Jamie Dimon has to say, I think, but you know who hasn't said much? Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett's still sitting in the background buying his value stocks. You can see news on which stocks he's getting into, but he's not said much about what's going on in this current market and hasn't made any predictions on what he thinks is going to happen. And this is very, very interesting that he hasn't said anything. Kirby says coffee and related products are still going up weekly with no stopping in the near future. Why? Because these are things that people want. These are things that are in demand. And if we still, by way of the supply chains, are having issues getting these things, prices for all of these things will continue to rise. There's no getting around it. And then people say, well, companies are being greedy. No, it's called capitalism, folks. That's what it is. It's called capitalism. And that's what we were born and bred on, is capitalism. It is what it is. No, Jimmy Buffett is wasting away in Margaritaville. I ain't said nothing about Jimmy. I said Warren. Global inflation, global central banker tightening. That's Jersey guy. I'm looking at all of this stuff. Fed is 2 years late. I did a story yesterday that Yellen actually, I put it on my Twitter feed, that Yellen says they were late and that they should not have ever called this transitory. If you're on my Twitter, go check it out. There's the story right there. All right, so this is the news that is keeping a cap on the market's ability to really rise, folks. All right, this is the news that's keeping, and that's why these runs are short-lived. I showed it to you on the graph, and now here's the news to substantiate why these bull runs in a bear market are short-lived. All right, I'm looking at how many people we have here. Again, folks, if you feel that this is relevant information as far as trading in the market, one, make sure you hit the like button. Two, take a second right now and share this link, share this live link on your social circles. Please do. Let's get more people in here. Let's totally get more people in here. Marie says, hi, my favorite instructor of VectorVest. You are the best. I thank you for that. Keep in mind, I'm just a guy. And it's all about the power. It's all about the power of the program. Powell said he wants growth suppression so that inflation can level out. Growth suppression. Corey, is the economy slowing down? I think it is. But what is the level of slowing down that the Fed is looking for? I don't think anybody knows that number. I'm not even sure if he's got to know that number. He's got to know that number. All right. Hit the like button if you have an iPhone, says Mash. Thank you for that, Mash. All right, what else do I have in here? Another thing, for a slowing economy, small U.S. companies lose almost 300,000 jobs since February. That's another sign of a slowing economy. That's a lot of people. And this is where the big money comes from. All right, it comes from the small U.S. companies, it comes from the middle class companies. This is where our economy is built on. That's a big story right there. 300 jobs since February, 300,000 jobs. That's a lot of jobs lost. The whole jobs thing, though, is another whole interesting dichotomy of its own. People need to work. So Patrick and I, in yesterday's video, talked about people blowing through their savings. Where were they able to pad their savings? We gave out a lot of stimulus during COVID. I think we did the right thing to make sure that people were taken care of during a time where companies were closing and da-da-da. A lot of people didn't actually need it and they put it in their savings. Well, guess what? They're now going through their savings. And then the second part of that is, in order to be able to live, if they're not working, they're using their credit cards. That's going to be something in and of itself. That's going to be another bubble. people who are not working, who are trying to make ends meet, are using their credit cards. Credit card usage is going up. But guess what? At some point in time, in 30 days, you got to start paying on that credit card. If you're not working, how do you pay on that credit card? And again, people are not working for a couple of different things. All right. Looking for higher wages. Okay. And companies are having to succumb to that in order to get workers. They're going to have to raise wages in order to get somebody. Number two, childcare is expensive out the yin yang. How many of you have children in childcare? Type of one. How many of you in here have children, type of one, who are in daycare? Mark says national debt now stands at 29 trillion, about where it was in 1945 relative to GDP. Yeah. Governments have only three ways to fund operations. They can tax, they can borrow, and they can print. And you know something, which comes out the easiest right now? Printing it. I don't think we're going to be able to run through anything in Congress to actually raise taxes on stuff. I don't think it's going to really happen. All right. So, and they can tax, they can borrow. Who are you going to borrow from? All right. Interest rates are still historically low, but they're raising. All right. So, Jake says VectorVest is his daycare. Wow. Not a lot of people in here, evidently, not a lot of people in here have kids that are in daycare. And I think that's indicative of the majority of the people in the market are older people who are who don't have children in daycare or whatever. So it is what it is. All right. So still keeping on all of this news about inflation and what's going on, gas prices. 7 U.S. states top $5 per gallon as inflation bites. California is one of them. California's up there. So when we were in, let me see, California, Oregon, Washington, Nevada, Arizona, and Alaska. When we were on vacation in Kentucky, we went to go see the Creation Museum. We went to see the Ark, and we went to Mammoth Cave. So we spent just about all of our time in Kentucky. And gas along the way, you know, we would, you know, every time we passed by an exit, we tried to see what the prices of gas were. The lowest gas prices we saw along the way was $4.15. That was the lowest that we had out there. Did you do the Ark's Extreme Zip Line, 50 miles an hour? No, Rick. My wife is afraid of heights, and I wasn't going to do it without her, so we didn't do the zip line. All right, but Claude says no kids, but they got grandkids. Joey, can you X the video behind Glenn's head? Oh, I could do that. He can't do that. I can. All right, I got it. It's done. All right, but that's indicative of inflation and why the Fed is trying to really hawkishly go after inflation. And I think with all of the inflation issue, I think that the soft landing is out of the question. Is out of the question. In the EU, a gallon is $10. Woo! Yeah, I told Joey, even though I live relatively close to work, if we get up into double-digit gas, I'm gonna have to work from home. I'm not gonna be driving, especially my truck. Oh, I told Joey this story yesterday. I went to go fill up my truck, and once I got up to $100, it shut me off. So now I got to go back and take it so I can finish filling it up. It shut me off at $100. I'm like, what the heck? Gas prices are going to go much higher, trust me, says Dan, and therein lies the problem. All right, and that's going to be a huge problem when it comes down to going after inflation, which is why I think we can't slow down in the summer. We got to keep raising through there. All right, so let's get back into the software. I gave you a more extended version of what's going on in the market timing. I do like the move that we're going through right now. I just want you to know there's no catalyst to keep the market going up like this. It's just not there. All right, Fed Vice Chair says she is data dependent when it comes to inflation data. Why not be Why not be people dependent? Glenn, Elon Musk will not let you work from home at least 40 hours a day. Yeah, I know. So we did that story yesterday, Patrick and I. And listen, I understand from both sides of the table in regards to working at home or working from the office. It is what it is. And yeah, you know, it is. All right. So now that I've got, let's go back to my viewers. Let's go. That was trending Thursday, 622. Let me go put on 20. Let's go look at the stocks that I have for the market on a, in a deeper detail. Where they at towards the bottom. Out of all my 19 stocks in here, both of the stocks that I track for the market's activity, take me off for a second. Take me off, Joey. There it is. I can do it. All right. The two stocks that we use for tracking the market are all the way at the bottom of the list. All right, it's all the way at the bottom of the list. Marie says, my Halliburton stock from $7 lows, still holding it, sold a few times. Buy, bought again on the bounce, made tons on it. I got you. When I bought gas last week, the station put a hold of $175 on my debit card. That's where they think it's going. Listen, I found out from my bank, if I use my debit card, they put about $150, but it goes away in like 5 minutes. But they put a hold on your card for that. I found out. So now when I go to get gas, I go use a credit card, and they only put $1 hold on it. Interesting. All right, here's my two stocks that I'm using for tracking the market. I got them highlighted. Let's go get a better feel of where the market's going. Nice day up on both of them today. Here's my 3-month graph on the S&P 500. Look at that. Clearly above the 20-day exponential moving average. That's a positive sign. Again, but do we have the news to back it up? Now, I want to show something else. Look at these bounces. Look at these bounces below the 20-day. Bounce below the 20-day. Bounce above the 20-day. This could have some nice implications, all right, as the market is moving. This is on the S&P 500, but what's going to keep it up there? All right, what's going to keep it up there? Let's go to the next one. Same thing with the VVC above the 20-day. A lot of good volume above the 20-day, but what's going to keep it up there? So I'm really trying to do this for the purposes of letting you know, don't back up the truck. Take what the market gives you, but don't be afraid to take profits quick. All right. Can you do this on the mobile app? Patrick did the mobile app training today on this YouTube channel at 11 o'clock this morning. It's on our YouTube, so you can go check that out as well. There's a lot of stuff that you can do. But there's some things you need the desktop to do. Nice double bottom. I don't know, unless you're talking about here, I'm not going to call that a double bottom. I will call this a little bit of consolidation and breaking out above the 20-day. I do like that. I just can't see what news is there to keep it up. All right. Like the way the charts look. Thank you, CB. So that's the VVC and the S&P. All right. So that's what's going on in the market. That's what's going on behind the scenes in the market. And it's a little bit of heads up on what the Fed feels that they need to do. And we are hitting a higher high, Raphael. But what's keeping it there? I need you guys to answer that question or ask yourself that question. What's keeping it there? Is it just that the market is getting tired of the stocks getting beaten up, and they decide that through the algos that it's time to buy? All right, fine. But what's going to keep the market moving higher? That's key. That's key. All right, let's get back into the software, and let's go take a look at some of my other stories. Now, oil stocks. You know, I know you're probably getting tired of hearing that oil is a good place to have your money, but it is. Petroleum is the hottest sector in the industry in the VectorVest software, and it's been that way for a while. So, story came out today. U.S. praises OPEC and Saudi Arabia for accelerating oil hikes. And does anybody know how much oil they're putting out extra? See if anybody knows. Have you seen the video where the guy charged his Tesla with a Honda generator? No. Anybody know what the amount that they're putting out extra? Anybody? All right, if you know, it's close. It's 648,000. 648,000, almost 650,000 barrels per day they're putting out. How many of you think that that's well worth it? Type of 1. How many of you think that it's inconsequential right now? Type of 2. Curious to know. Is it millions? Or is it millions? I thought it was thousands. Let's go down. Hold on. Output 648. What's the number? Is it millions or thousand? That's because traders used to raise the output by more 600. It's thousand. It's 648,000. That's what I thought. It's 648,000, not million. All right. So a lot of people are thinking that I'm with you. Who said that? Who said it wasn't enough? 1,000 should do. Somebody just said that wasn't enough. I don't think it's enough. This is globally, folks. This is globally. 648,000 barrels a day agreed for July and August. All right, but it's more. We'll need more, but glad it's being increased. And I'm with you on Becky. With you on that, Becky. I was just getting ready to go down that path. It is more than what we had before. All right, but it ain't a lot. It ain't a lot. Heard the Saudi has not been investing in their production since prices were low, so they may not be able to increase their production significantly. The EU ban excluding Hungary's exemption should cut Russia's supply by 1 million. 648,000 doesn't fill the void. I agree. That release, William, was a one-time deal, and it didn't. You're right. Williams says Biden released 1 million barrels per day from the strategic reserve, and it didn't move the needle. 1 million, and we're looking at globally an increase of 648,000. Curious, I'm with you. I'm not going down that path. All right, so oil prices I still think are going to keep rising, so I got you an oil stock. FANG, Diamondback Energy, down 1.89. That's today, pre-market. But with the news that came out, let's go take a look at it now. So that's one of my stories this week for Trending Thursday is oil stocks. Let's go see where they sit. All right, remember, I'm looking at 19 stocks today, and they are sorted by our master indicator, VST. Let's see what's at the top of the list. Oil stock. FANG, oil stock. Matador, oil stock. Out of the top 5 stocks in my list of 19 by VST, 4 of them are oil stocks. And I know that a lot of people are saying that when is enough in regards to oil stocks? How can it keep moving up? Because it's not there. So oil stocks are still on the rise. EQ2 is an oil stock. I'm looking at EQT on another level. Am I not? Hold on. Where's my EQ2 play? EQT is under utility. I'll come back to that. That's a stock and maybe an oil stock, but I've got it under one of my other stories. I've got it on one, and I got NRG under another story as well. Those are my utility stocks, Ninja. So I got you. All right, so let's go take a look at these 4 stocks. View the stock graph. And since I don't do midday market on Wednesdays anymore, I'm going to introduce Trending Thursday to my quad thingy. We can look at all 4 stocks on one screen. How cool is that? I normally used to do this for midday market. Thank you, Joey. I used to do this for midday market on Wednesdays, but since Patrick and I are both doing afternoon market action, I think I'm going to start utilizing this on Trending Thursday. And out of the 4, which one looks the best? All right, looking at the 4 graphs, these are all on a 3-month graph. Which one looks the best? Type it in the room. Which one looks the best? 1, 2, 3, or 4? 1, 2, 3, or 4? And, you know, it's straight up. We all know it's San Juan Basin. I just closed out of San Juan Basin. I owned it for a minute. I made a lot of money on it. I just closed out of it yesterday. From a technical standpoint, I was looking and I said it was time for me to take my money on the stock. But out of the 4 stocks in my list, I like them all. But right now, from an oil perspective, look how FANG is falling below the 20-day. Matador falling below the 20-day. CVE, which was a hot stock, falling below the 20-day. The only one that I really like in this space is SJT. So keep your eyes on it. All right, keep your eyes on it. That's what it's all about. All right. Becky said I closed out today during the Derby. I closed out of it yesterday, and it's like it's flat today. All right, it's a little doji going on. I just thought it was the right time to take my profit on it. What did you see in the chart from a technical standpoint, Kirby? Let's go do this. Let's go to SJT individually. Put it on a 1 month graph. As I was looking at the wicks on these, as it was just a little bit of sideways move, very far away from the 20-day exponential moving average. The further away it gets from your moving average, especially if it's a single moving average, the more inclined I am to pull the trigger. It was away and started moving sideways. Something else that I was looking at, I don't remember what technical indicator, it's on one of my graphs on my VectorVest 7, Kirby, that I could give you a better answer on. But it was enough, whatever I saw, and I don't remember without the graph that I had up, whatever I saw was enough for me yesterday to take my profits. Glenn, SJT will be part of Chappell's Champs Goes Ballistics that you're getting ready to enter. And if it is, that's fine. All right. Listen, I was up a few $1,000s on the trade. I was up a few $1,000s on the trade. I'm okay with that. All right. And I just took my profits on it yesterday. Do you think SJT can go over the value? I don't want it to go over value. I want, if it's under value, where's the value? Do I have value? DZSI. Add capital appreciation. What's the value sitting at? 1644. Yeah, I want it to stay under value. But that's the beautiful thing about trading in undervalued stock, is that prices tend to rise to meet value. That's why you want to be in an undervalued stock. Could it get up there? It could. And I love the earnings per share on it as well. And it pays a dividend. That was another thing. I think I got a note that it was paid. I'm the owner of record. I believe I should be the owner of record to get paid the dividend again on it. All right, and I'll take it. Relative value at 1.77. The stock is a great stock. It's got great upside. I just took my profits on it. That's all. All right, so those are my oil stocks. And that's, when I looked at oil, it was the best sector. So from a trending perspective, I think that was important. How come I don't see the chat? Is that the chat for YouTube? I mean, for Facebook? How come I'm not seeing? All I see is the people are here. I'm not seeing anybody talking. But I'm seeing over here, Joey is showing me the chat, and I can see that you guys are talking on Facebook, but for some reason it's not coming up on my mobile app. That's weird. That's definitely weird. Monica says, side note, thanks for sharing those pictures of your ARC experience. Oh, you must either follow me on Facebook or follow me on Twitter. There you go. All right. And I don't even, that was from back then. Wow. And so I'm kind of back on it because I don't even have that up anymore. That's interesting. All right. All right. Rotation out of energy to tech. I'm not sure we're ready to go to tech yet. Think tech stocks are still getting beat. All right. The NASDAQ, let's go back to the homepage. The NASDAQ is representative of tech stocks, right? What's the NASDAQ do today? And whenever the market moves, it's either headed to the upside by NASDAQ or to the downside by the NASDAQ. The biggest mover today is NASDAQ stocks. They're up 2.5%. I don't think that there's a rotation into tech. I still think that energy is still going to be prevalent while oil prices are high. All right, Jersey guy, I don't think we're not gonna rotate out of that yet. And for the most part, and I think and this is just my thinking, I think a lot of tech stocks are still looked at as growth stocks. I think a lot of them. There's a lot of foundational tech stocks that are not growth stocks, that they're just still really great stocks. But I think a lot of growth stocks are in the tech space. And Glenn says Soxel is up 9.7% today. That doesn't mean that it's a rotation into tech stocks. I wouldn't take SQQQ. That's the short side of it. At least unless you're preparing that the market's going to go down tomorrow. All right. And, if that's the case, if you jump on SQQQ now, you can make a killing going into it tomorrow. I'm not going to tell any of you to do that, though. I am not going to tell any of you to do that. All right. Let's get into my next story. Next story is on Telecom Stocks. Telecom Stocks is the 17th best sector out of 41 sectors in the software. How many of you knew that? How many of you knew that telecom was kicking butt and taking names? Type a 1. If you did not know that telecom was kicking butt and taking names, type a 2. All right. If you knew that telecom stocks were kicking butt and taking names, type a 1. If you didn't know, type a 2. And I'm hoping to see a lot of 2s because that means I brought something new to the table for you today. All right. I was surprised to see T-Mobile was one of the ones on the move. Yep. And that's the thing. This is Sierra Wireless. I've got the story on it. Now, the problem is that it was May 30th, so it was a couple of days ago. It was up 6.77% in 1 week. What should you know? Well, I'm going to tell you what you should know is that telecom stocks are on the rise. John says, I didn't know telecom was doing well, but I did notice Glenn had new glasses today. Joey is my boy, and he did not know. And he did not know that I had new glasses.
Go. Here, drag this to 1.
Huh?
Drag this to 1.
Drag this to 1? Oh, okay, I got you. Dang it. Hold on. Okay. That way I can see it. And I'm going to make it smaller so I can see both chats. That's a smart move, Joey. All right, so now I can see both chats without having to look at my phone. But it's amazing how people who I don't have to deal with on a daily basis know that I have new glasses. And the guy that I talk to just every single day didn't know. Thanks, buddy. All right. So it's the 17th best sector out of 41 sectors. And that's the power of looking at the VectorVest software, or having the VectorVest software to be able to see this kind of stuff early enough. So here's my stocks in this space. DZSI, SWIR, Sierra, QCOM, which was and still is a Wall Street Bet stock, which is one of those meme stocks, right? And T-Mobile. Look at where they sit. They sit towards the bottom of the list. But notice that every single one of them are up today. And remember, it's the 17th best sector in the system out of 41. That's, again, the power. There's that power within the VectorVest system that it affords you at any given time, given any time in the market, in whatever the market's conditions are. Let's go take a look at them. View the stock graph. There's 4 of them. Let's go put this on a 3-month graph. Let's do this again. Let's go look at my quad thingy. All right. And all of these, this is intraday 5-minute now. Let's go put this on 3-month. Let's go put this on 3-month. Let's go put this on 3-month. And you get a feel. Now, do I like all of them? No. Are some of them more speculative than others? Yes. But look at this DZSI, Dasan, zoning. Look at this move. Look at the earnings per share. Look at the volume. All right, let's open this up a little bit. Where's relative value? Above 1. Stock's got good upside potential. Relative safety below 1, that means that it's a little bit more of a aggressive stock. Positive earnings growth in a space that many of you did not know was hot. Sierra Wireless, look at the earnings. Look at the earnings on all 4 of them, folks. This is how you find stocks. You know, if the sector is rising, it's because the stocks in the sector are rising. QCOM, more of a speculative play, right? Look at all of the downward pressure on it. Recently, real recently, jumping above the 20-day exponential moving average. Look at the earnings per share. T-Mobile, hitting now a 3-month high. Hitting a 3-month high. That's for you, Monica, on Facebook. All right. That's kind of interesting, right? How many of you knew? Oh, I got to do that. Sorry about that, Joey. How many of you knew that it was on the rise like that? It's hitting a new 3-month high. Gotta love it. Why should we be impressed with the 17th ranked sector of 41? Ooh, really? So, Frank, great question. Great question. Do you always want to be in the top sector, or would you rather the opportunity to find a sector that's rising? That's the epitome of bottom fishing in anything. That's the epitome of being able to buy low and sell high. Because once the sector is number one, well, the stocks have already run up and they'll just keep running. Would you not want to find something that's in the middle to ride that sector from a buy to a sell? I mean, from a buy to a hold to from a sell to a hold to a buy. That's why. That's why it's very important to be, that's what you call a mover and a shaker, more so than a high flyer. And a lot of us sometimes get into the stocks that are the high flyers. And by the time we get into there, we're a little late to the party. Well, if you're talking about a mover and a shaker on a sector that's starting to rise, you're ahead of the curve. And then by the time somebody says, well, man, I made X, you made more money because you were able to see it before they saw it. That's why it's important to be impressed with something that's, and you know something, if you're not, that's fine. My job is to help you guys to make some money. This is a great way to be ahead of the curve before everybody else. All right. Once the credit bankruptcies start to go wild, recession will be unstoppable. But thanks to the VV Nation technical advice, things can be better. It's not advice, it's guidance. I don't give advice. I'm not an advice guy. Joey put in, before I get into my next story, so these are stocks for you to keep your eyes on. I like this. I don't think a lot of you know about DZSI. I like the move on the stock. I think we do know about Sierra. I know we all know about T-Mobile. QCOM, again, was a meme stock, but it's actually starting to show some promise. All right. Let me close this out. Before I get into my next story, we do have a summit coming up. It's a one-day summit. Go to www.vectorvest.com/summit. Here's our one-day summit, Financial Freedom Summit. I will be hosting it for you. All right, it's going to be Friday, June 24th from 9:45 to 4 p.m. You're going to get to see a lot of the power behind the VectorVest software and a lot of the things that we have to offer. What you see here on Trending Thursday is just a tip of the iceberg of what we have to offer to our customers from the standpoint of a system to help you to make money and make money consistently. So our Financial Freedom Summit, we've got a lot of great talks. Again, I will be hosting it. If you want to review the full agenda, here it is. Welcome, Glenn Tompkins. Hey, that's me. All right. And all of the speakers that will be there for the one-day summit. Folks need to register for it. So go to www.vectorvest.com/summit, click the register. I'm going to register for it right now. Glenn, last name Tompkins. Yeah, I'm registering for it right now. My work email. And I'm registering. Boom. See how easy that was? I'm registered. That's all I need. There you go. Jersey guy said just signed up. Excellent. You're all set. You can watch it live from home. All right. And look how easy that was. Look how easy it was. And I just registered for it. And you guys can do that too. PPK 2900 says, thanks. Done. Roger already registered for it. Looking forward to it. There it is. So I wanted to talk about that as well. All right, let's go. Where's my next one? We did that one. Oh, my next one is utility stocks. Now, guess what? We all have to pay our utilities. No matter how out of hand inflation becomes, we all got to pay our utilities. So remember, some Ninja was telling me NRG is in oil, but it's also in the space for utilities. Now, there's a secret to buying a utility stock. Anybody know what the secret is if you're going to buy a utility stock? It's not about price, not only about price appreciation. What's the next thing you need to look at when buying a utility stock? Type it in the room. There is a secret behind, because utility stocks are always going to be around. People always have to pay. And a lot of times the price appreciation is not always worth it to just own it. What else is in it? Not demand. Dividends could be. That's not what I'm looking for. What am I looking for? I'm looking for dividend. That is what I'm looking for. Duh, Glenn. I am looking for dividend. That's the secret to buying a utility stock, is looking for a dividend. All right. So NRG, stock near the top of utilities, independent power producers industry. So that was just a little story on it. Let's go find my utility stocks I have for you. NRG, look at where it sits. It's number 4 out of 19. What else is in here? EQT. There it is. Oh, it's not number 4. It's further down the list. EQT is number 3. NRG. What else is in here? AWK and Ken and AWK. All right, so these are all utility stocks. And again, utility stocks are always going to be around, but it's not always about just the price appreciation. It's all about the dividends. All right, and what I looked for is I wanted dividend safeties to be good. That these are stocks that not only pay a dividend, but they pay it at a rate that they will continue to pay the dividend at the current price or raise it. All right. And dividend safety in our software is cast on a scale between 0 and 99. Notice the dividend safety on EQT is 70. On NRG is 65. On Ken Holdings is 71. And on American Waterworks is 59. They're all above 50. They're all above 50. All right. My Facebook chat is not going forward. All right. That's all right. So here's my 4 stocks in that space. Let's go view the stock graphs. Let's go put these on a 3-month graph. Let's go put on my quad thingy. Let's go take a look at all of them. And, ooh, what do I like in here? So the utility stocks are the second best sector. So the person, and I don't remember your name, who was asking about why was it impressive to be in 17, because those are the movers and the shakers starting to move up the list. This is a high-flying sector. All right, utility is a high-flying sector. It's number 2 out of 41. All right, but there's a couple of stocks that I would be interested in here. Now, Ken, even though I like the equity curve, I'm not feeling the volume on it. All right, this is a 3, that's a 1 day. Let's go make sure that all of these are on a 3-month graph first before I start talking. There we go. Look at that. Now, NRG was nicely moving up. Look at it pulling closer to the 20-day exponential moving average, still above it. Earnings looks good. I would be careful. I would look to see if it has a bounce off of the 20-day exponential moving average before I jump on board. EQT, beautiful equity curve. Bottom left, top right, very little volatility. And again, earnings are good. Earnings growth is good. And I've already made sure that these stocks have great dividend safeties. Now, AWK, if this is the second best sector, AWK could be an early play. It's $153. Recently jumped over the 20-day exponential moving average. Earnings looks spectacular. This could be a good early play, knowing that this is the second best sector. Now, Ken, on the other hand, plays a good dividend, sitting in a sideways channel. Moving averages are not good for a stock when it's just moving sideways. But I'd like to see it break above this level of resistance of 59.70. If it does, if the sector is moving, then this stock should help to move the sector higher. But I do like NRG. I'd wait for a bounce off the 20-day. I like EQT. Down day today, I wouldn't buy it today. AWK could be a good early entry right now in a sector that's the number 2 sector. Any questions? I know I'm doing a lot of talking today, but I'm trying to find you guys some really good stocks to keep your eyes on. I'm really trying to find you some good stocks to keep your eyes on. All right, let's get back into my news. Where am I at? My next story and my last story is on software stocks. Now, software stocks. Now, here we go. Who's the one that asked me about the 17th sector? I will do that. Thank you, Martin. Who was the one that asked me about the 17th sector? Because I got something for you right now. Who was the person that asked me about looking at the 17th sector? Let me know, because now I'm going to play right into your hands. I'm going to play right into your hands. I don't remember who it was. I don't want to go back into the chat and find out. All right, whoever it was, this is going to be an interesting sector, because this sector is actually 39 out of 41. This is one of the worst sectors in the system. So why am I talking about it? I'll tell you why I'm talking about it. All right, I'm going to show you something. This is how I go through the process of finding some of the stocks. It was Frank that said it. Yes, we can talk about uranium. All right, we will. So Frank, this is how I found the basis of the first stories that I did. All right, I wanted to find the stocks, the sectors that were going up the most over the last 20 days and then increasing over the last 10 days. That's why petroleum was here. That's why telecom was here. That's why utility was here. All right. So for my last story, I just did a 10-day RT delta. What sectors were going up by our indicator, relative timing? I ran that, right? And I know you guys are getting tired of me talking about EV, so I didn't do auto and truck. But I did come down to software stocks. Why? Because it's up over 33% in the last 2 weeks, even though it's 39 out of 41. Frank, how cool is that to find this as a possible sector to rise now? How cool is that? That's why I'm looking at software stocks. That's a big move. The 10-day RT Delta, that's a big move in the last 10 trading days. 33%, almost 34% change in price over the last 2 weeks. That's why we're looking at software stocks. So what you guys got a glimpse of is how I go through finding the sectors that are trending. All right, Frank, does that make sense to you? All right, Frank says that is cool. There you go. And that's huge. No matter what's going on in the market, folks, I can hone in on what's moving to give you ideas on what to take advantage of. All right, so that's why software stocks made my list today. All right, it's one of the worst sectors, but it's moving up nicely over the last 2 trading weeks. Okay. Viva Systems Inc. is up 11.69% to $187 after earnings beat, and that was today. All right, let's go see what stocks I have in this space for you today. Let's go back to the viewers tab. And the stocks I have are AZPN. Boom. I have Adobe made the list. Apps made the list. All right. They got jacked up on earnings, but they're rebounding. Let's move this over. They're rebounding nicely today. And I got ATEN and I got Ken. Notice that my stocks no, it wasn't Ken. It was ATEN and Vive. Take off Ken. There we go. Notice where these stocks all sit. Remember, it's the 39th sector out of 41. Not expected to survive more than a year or 2. Will that make him reckless with nothing to lose? Ooh. Roger. That could be true. That could be true. Mark says, thanks, teacher. You helped me make up my mind on selling my SJT. You got it, man. You got it, man. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I just chuckle. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Hopefully it's a good thing. Hopefully it's a good thing. And that's very interesting, Roger, what you just said. Because it could make him reckless. Wow, could be. I'm not feeding into that though. All right. I'm not feeding into that. I just saw what you said, and I'm gonna leave it right there. All right. So here's the stocks in a space that a lot of people don't know is worth taking a look at. All right. Let's go right click. Actually, tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take off AZ. I need the stocks that are moving up the most. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's view the stock graph. Nice move up today. Put this on 3-month graph. Whew. Good gravy. How many of you were even considering software stocks type 1? If you weren't even, if software stocks wasn't even in your sphere of thinking, type of 2. All right. How many of you were already thinking about software stocks type 1? If you weren't anywhere close to thinking about software stocks, type of 2. So a lot of ones here. Interesting. All right, a lot of ones in here. And I'm just showing the analytics from the software of why you should consider them, of just why you should consider them. All right. How about this? AZPN. Look at that. Bottom left, top right. Nice rise in earnings, nicely above the 20-day. Adobe. What are we on? Let's go make sure I'm all on 3 months on these. 3 months, 3 months, 3 months. All right. Apps got smoked. That was an earnings deal, right? Apps got smoked. Move this way. Apps got smoked, but I love the rebound today. I love the rebound on good volume. On really, I'm taking my camera off. I like the rebound today on really good volume. There's conviction to the move on apps. I'd really like to see it jump above that 20-day exponential moving average, but I like the play now. And I'd really, 2 things. I'd like to see it fade the end of day gap and jump aboard the 20-day. But that was an earnings play. AZPN looks great. Bottom left, top right. And love the earnings. Adobe could be a good early play. Adobe could be. Now, why is that? The stock came down, fell down, moved sideways. Nice upward move today. I'd like to see more volume, but I'm loving the rise in earnings per share on Adobe. And Vive, another good one, coming from below the 20-day to above, rising earnings. Look at the volume today. There's conviction behind this move as well. So I've got 4 stocks for you in this space. For those of you who were not thinking about, software stocks, to at least now putting them on your radar. All right. Let me close this out. Let's go to portfolios. You wanted to look at uranium stocks. I've got a portfolio on uranium stocks. It ain't doing so good. Where's my uranium stocks? Nice move today, though. But they've been beaten up. Here's the equity curve. I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stocks. It's been tough. They've been beaten up, but nice move today. CCJ is in there, UEC, URANM, and I just got these running. We'll keep our eyes on it, but a nice almost 6% move today. But the portfolio since inception of 4.4 is down about 14%. How many of you watch Midday Market on Mondays? Type of 1. How many of you watch Midday Market on Mondays? Type of 1. All right. And again, oh, there it is. I now see somebody typing in Facebook. So I've got a Bahamas portfolio. Somebody made me put up a Bahamas portfolio to see if we can raise money for the for the Bahamas. Here's my Bahamas portfolio. Remind me on Monday to look at it again. Here's my Bahamas portfolio. It's back in the market. It's up 1.85%. So we grew $10,000 portfolio, almost $200. And then on Chappell's Champs trading system, we're up 8.94%. Both of these portfolios are running on their own. All right, they're running on their own. Oh, I think I'm done. Joey, put me on the right screen. I think I'm done. Joey, you there? Are you listening? All right. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Do I look weird? I might look weird. Do I look creepy weird? Oh no. I'm putting my glasses back on. Joey, did I look creepy weird?
Yeah.
Wow. Should have said no. You should have said no. I thought you were my boy. No.
I am.
Sonny says you need to ask. All right, folks. I'm getting ready to go. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. I appreciate that.